Welcome to the Nagrik Podcast with Hari. One mental model which I personally really love and which is applicable to either financial markets or climate is the concept of, let's say, stock and flow, right? So it'll be good to know of, let's say, one thing is that, okay, there's a certain amount of carbon dioxide or greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, right? That's, let's say, becomes the stock. But the real problem, or let's say the acceleration in the problem, is also because of the flow, the increasing flow. So can you talk about that particular concept as well?
So climate change is a stock and flow problem, right? And both are playing havoc, you know. So the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has been accumulating for ages, actually, and especially got accelerated after the Industrial Revolution. And actually, it's really, it's gone to the next level after 1990, when really the world kind of went on another trajectory to grow.
When even the eastern countries like China and India also started developing, right?
So the again, coming back to the analogy of a blanket, right? The blanket is thick already, and as we continue to emit more and more greenhouse gases, we are making it thicker and thicker, right? Now, in terms of the solution to this is we definitely need to kind of thin this blanket, right? There are two ways of doing it. One is we stop the addition of new greenhouse gases, right? And therefore, that's how you hear this whole strategy about mitigation, right? Where they're trying to transition energy from its thermal sources to clean sources. We're trying to shift the transportation again from IC-based engines to electric. We're trying to decarbonize the industry. We're trying to bring changes in land use so that the emissions reduce. And you would have heard the term net zero. The idea is that the net carbon dioxide or its equivalents, greenhouse gases, there should be no more addition of these into the atmosphere. Now, even if we are, and the world is targeting, as per the Paris Agreement, that we do it by 2050. Some countries may not be able to do it. Some may do it. But it's a daunting task, right? Because our entire economic structure, our industrial structure, our societal structures are built around fossil fuels. And to, kind of dismantle them is not very easy. So be that as it may, let's say even if we were to bring the emissions to zero by 2050, 2060, 2070, whenever we say, the problem is not going to go away because of the stock of carbon dioxide or greenhouse gases already there. They will continue to warm the planet because of something called as the climate inertia, right? These greenhouse gases stay in the atmosphere for thousands of years, right? So, as long as they are there, the planet will continue to warm. So if we really need to bring down or really control climate change, then we will have to bring down the stock of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, which means we have to deploy some negative emission technologies to suck out the carbon. And the world has been working on that. There are technologies like direct air capture and many others. And you can do it by natural means or you can do it by technology means. But I think at some stage, we will have to do that.
Interesting. So I think a broad takeaway for the viewers should be that whenever, let's say, countries talk about net zero, right, we are essentially talking about ensuring that the flow of the net new gases becomes zero. Whereas all the historical, when you talk about all of these technologies like DACE, direct air capture, or some of the likes of those, they are primarily responsible for, let's say, reducing the stock or reducing the flow itself, right? Right, negative emission.
Suck out the carbon. So even things like afforestation, reforestation, There's something called as accelerated weathering, where you make the rocks kind of, absorb carbon dioxide and, shove it into the ground by way of carbonates. So, yeah, there are many of these approaches. Oceans can be used for that as well.